Alright, so here's the video for today. Again, realized profit $152. Started the account with today $2,143 and had 10 tickets today in commission, so that's $50 worth of commission. So, to go over the trades. The first trade, WTI, and wow, as I'm watching this, this OGEN just selling off really sharply right now at 1:40 in the afternoon. Man, it was short, but again, it's not something want to get involved in at this point of the day. But anyway, so WTI, first trade of the day, took that, I think it was the same time yesterday, I took at 9:38, but if you go to that chart, pretty much what I was looking at here and why I liked it on the short side out of the open was because we had a good risk reward. This is the daily chart for WTI, and we had this huge surge up, starting around at $7. Today it hit 988. Well, not today, actually. Yesterday it hit 988. And we had this candle over here that a lot of times what I've seen as long as it doesn't break over that high a day at 988, it's usually could signal the next day being a reversal day. And that's exactly what happened today, which is why I was waiting for a short on this out of the open. And if we just go back a little bit to the 1 minute chart, we'll see over here. Oh. So, see over here, it sold off in the morning, hit a high of 985. Sold off all the way to 959, and it was almost the exact same thing that happened yesterday, where it retraced. And if you see right there, that's where I got in. I went short at 970, then more at 968 and 967. I actually had put a market order for 1,250 shares. When I did that, it actually caused the stock to drop pretty heavily. And then you see over here, once, my entry point was very good, and, we continued to sell off all the way down to a low of 916. I actually got out a little early. I covered at 940, which was at right around here. Right in this area, I got out, and it actually washed out a little more. So I could have held it a little more, but I was up. Let's see if we go to the closed P&Ls for today. I was up $355, so I decided to take it off. And the other two trades, which I'll show you, I took OGEN and AAOI, which I lost on both of them. I would have been better off just shutting the computer down at 10:16. But when you're up, you wanna try and trade more aggressive and try and make a little more if you can. You build yourself a nice cushion. So I had went short on OGEN. I went short at $3. That was at 10:18. So let me bring up the OGEN chart. So I went short at, what time was that? I went short at 10:22. So if we go over here, I went short on this candle. And I had anticipated it maybe breaking down below 280 at that point. Let me just see if I go to the 5 minute chart, if it's a little more clear. So we had that big surge at 10:10, and then I saw this inside candle. But I had 1,000 shares on. I only wanted to risk $100 on this trade. I happened to get in at $3. It squeezed back up to $3.19. I got stopped out at $3.10. So that was a $100 loss on that one. Then I took AAOI. This I was trying to catch the bottom. Is this AAOI? Yeah. Trying to catch the bottom over here. And let's see. I got in right around here. I set my stop at the low of day, which was previously 23.08. I got in at 23.17, and market makers probably saw my stop in there, took me out on this candle, and then it actually surged back up. So sucks. That's one of the downsides of putting a stop in place, but I have to put a stop in place. I have to protect myself. I have to know how much I'm willing to lose going into a trade. Most people, most traders, when they're down money, it's very hard to sell out of a position. And, this very well could have easily went, under $23, and I could have been down way more in another scenario. So you gotta predefine your risk. That's rule number one. Predefine your risk. Know how much you're willing to lose in every single trade, and more times than not, if you have a high success rate as a trader, you'll be able to make money. So I wound up getting out of that AAOI at lower day. You see 23.05, 23.05. I feel like when I see something like that, the market makers, just like taking you out, and what are you gonna do? So next trade I got into OGEN again on the short side. I got in, again, this is a 5 minute, 1 minute up top. I got in on the short side. This was at 10:45. So I got in right here on this candle, little topping tail. I got in at 308, wound up dumping out to 288. And I was thinking it could have dropped to 260. I might have been a little greedy, but 288, there was such a big buyer there, and I saw that on the level 2, which is why actually you see now when we just broke down under that 288 level, we just kind of crashed right here. I held on to it. I thought we could take that buyer out. After I saw that buyer was kind of holding it up, I figured, you know what, I'll put a stop at 305. I'll make 30 bucks on it, but figured I'd let it ride. Wound up getting stopped out at 305. And the last trade I took was, again, I got into AAOI on the long side. I was playing this double bottom over here. I feel like the market makers had fun with me today, because I probably got into this trade a little too early. I got in at, I got in at 23.31. Figured I'd set up a small stop. I was willing to lose maybe 50 bucks on it, so I put my stop at 23.21. They stopped me out at 23.18. But I was playing the double bottom over here. I honestly didn't think it was gonna take out this green bar right here, which was at where is it? Let me zoom in a little bit more. So this right here, that green bar had a low of 23.21. So I said to myself, you know what? I'll buy this, bought at 23.31, I'll put a stop underneath this bar. If I wanted to risk a little more, I could have put it under this right here, which in hindsight I should have. You know, because we wound up dumping out 23.18. Oh, what do you know? They actually took me out again, and then wound up running it up. Huh. I didn't even notice that until I got taken out of the trade that it went that high, 23.83. So on 50 cents, yeah, it's about a $300 gain I could have had if I didn't get stopped out. You know, so that's an important lesson as well when setting the stops. You know, it probably would have been smarter for me to set my stop here, risk, you know, another 50 bucks, you know, risk $100 on the trade instead of 50. I would have actually made money instead of losing on this trade. But it's the nature of the beast. You know, you live and you learn. You have to, you know, be smart about where you're setting your stops, what your risk parameters are. But in the end, still up $152 on the day. So green is good, and I'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully we have another green day. See you guys later.